Hello guys, welcome back. In this video, let us see and learn about one more important service, that is Cloud Development Kit. I think most of us don't know how to use this Cloud Development Kit. If you use this, then by using any one of the programming language like Python, Java, or whatever the programming language that you know, by using that, you can able to create your application, and you can able to even create your backend of your application by using this CDK, that is a Cloud Development Kit. In this lab, I want to show you proof of concept of this Cloud Development Kit by creating an environment. I'll going to create this whole environment by using this Cloud Development Kit only. This is like a toolbox. You can use it in order to create your environment, and you can able to deploy your environment also, and you can able to synthesize your environment also in order to check any errors are there or not. If you want to create your environment efficiently, easily, fastly with some tool, with some programming language, other than creating each and every service manually, if you want to create your environment programmatically, and the code inside your application also programmatically you want to provide at the time of creation, then this Cloud Development Kit is the best option in AWS. In this lab, I'll show you how to create this whole infrastructure, and I even show you the website as well that we are going to host on our EC2 instances. Now you can say I'll log into my AWS management console. Now from here, I want to start creating my application by using CDK toolkit. So for that, first you need some environment, right? That is, you need some terminal in order to create your whole application, right? Yeah. So for that programming purpose and for that manipulation or compute purpose, I need some IDEs. So for that, I'm opening this Cloud9 service. You can see I'm opening this Cloud9 service in one more new tab. In this Cloud9, I've already created one environment for us. Now you can see the environment that is I previously created for this lab that is available here. Now I'm opening it. Now in this, I'm expecting to create a folder in order to create my app inside that folder. So since we are creating this app by using CDK, that is a Cloud Development Kit, I want to provide my app name like CDK, like that. With some CDK name, I want to create that app. So let's make it more visible right now by changing the theme to Xcode. Yeah, so it's wow, colorful. Okay, let's make a directory to create our app inside that. So let's say the app or directory name is CDK app. Now I'm just clicking on enter. You can see our CDK app is just now created. Now I'm moving into that CDK app folder. Yeah, we are currently inside this CDK app folder. Now I want to create my app. You can see currently I do not have any apps right now inside it. Now what I'm expecting, I want to create an app, right? Yeah. By using CDK, I want to create an app inside this folder. So for that, you can write the command that is CDK space init space A represents app. That is app that I'm providing the name, and the language that I'm going to use for this app that I'm specifying with -L is equal to Python. Now I'm just clicking on enter. Yeah, now you can see it is creating. You can see our app related files got created here successfully. If you observe clearly, then you can able to identify that Yeah, let's open. This is the actual CDK dot. This app.py is the main app. That is the. This is our main Python app, right? Yeah, this is the main Python app. Then, if you observe the CDK.json, this is the script that we are using for that running that app. You can see, and here many more configurations are there. In these configurations, I want to change only one configuration, that is easy to restrict default security group. Currently, I'm making it as false. I don't want to restrict any security group for EC2, so that's why I'm providing as false. And I'm pressing on Control S. Since it's a window, I'm pressing on Control S to save this change. You can see that change got saved here. Or else you can click on File and Save. Just click on Save so that the changes made in this file got saved. And if you observe what happens is, so basically whenever this JSON got run, this app.py will run in this by using this Python 3, right? Yeah. So this app.py will run. So whenever this got run, what happens? It will simply import. At first, it will simply import CDK app.cdk app stack. This class it is importing from where? From CDK app. So where is CDK app? So this is the CDK app. This is the CDK bucket. So inside that, if you observe, this is the CDK app stack. That is this CDK app stack. This is the Python file regarding that. And if you observe the code of your main app.py, that is importing this. What is this? This is nothing but the main class. Inside this stack, inside the CDK app stack, this is the main class. So there you need to write the respective code that you want to use. Then, so whenever you run your app, first that class will be imported. And so whenever you synthesize and deploy your stack, then your app will be deployed. In this CDK app stack.py, in this Python file only, we actually write code in order to create our whole infrastructure. That is, we need servers, right? Yes. And in order to distribute, we need 2 servers, and in order to distribute the traffic among those 2, we need a load balancer. That also we need to create from here itself by using code. And we need database, that is RDS, that we are going to use. That also we are going to create from here by writing code itself. So for this, we have 2 options. We can directly write, or else we can just use the code whisper. It's a Gen AI option present in a, or you can say it's a generative AI related tool where it can generate the script based on the comment that we provided. You just on it, and yeah, you just on it, you just resume it and write some comment. So wherever you want to generate your code, let's say I want to print hello world 10 times. So for this, I want the code. Now you have written the comment and just click on, you can see we are getting the hint immediately. If you just hover your mouse here, then you can able to see the content which is present in it. If you select it, then you will get the content. So in sometimes you might not get the content. So during that scenario, what you need to do, sir? If you are using Windows laptop, then select Alt C. If you select Alt C, then at top you can able to observe the, once again I'm pressing it, that is Alt C. Here you can able to observe. Once again I'm pressing, waiting for code whisper, like that. So you'll get the prompt and you will get the related response fastly. So in this way, I've generated already the code, and I want to use that code here as well. So for that, first I want to import one more thing. Now let's install the required requirements. So for that, I'm opening my environment. This is the yeah. So here you can see this is the requirements.txt. Now I want to install the requirements in my own virtual environment. If you see the hidden files, then you can see that there is already a virtual environment. Now first I want to uninstall it. By using Python 3.8, let me create one more virtual environment to install my dependencies. So first, in order to remove this rm-rf, so where it will be, I am in the CDK app. So where is this? Yeah, I am in this. So yeah, in the same folder, this .venv is also present. So that's why I provided like this. You can see our virtual environment is just now removed. Now I want to make a virtual environment with Python 3.8 space -m, that means make venv, that is virtual environment with name. So let's say, let me provide the name as same like a .venv and just click enter. Now you can see our virtual environment is again created. With this Python 3.8, it is created. Now I want to enter into this. That is, I want to install all the requirements in this virtual environment. For that, I'm just making this virtual environment as source. So in order to make this as source, I'm writing a source space. So where .venv /. If you open this, you have bin folder. So I'm writing here bin again. And inside bin, you have activate option, activate file. You can see this. I'm writing that. So if you write this, then your source will be activated as this virtual environment. Currently, there is no source activated. I'm just clicking on enter. You can see our virtual environment source is just now activated, right? Yeah. Now what I'm expecting is, I'm expecting to, let's say I want to, here I want to install all the requirements. Let us try with a big screen so that it will be very clearly visible to you. I just attach it to this. Yeah. Now I'm just closing this. If I close this, then it will be same, right? Yeah. So now, yeah, let's write here the command in order to do that. That is, in order to install my requirement, let's put this into middle. So for that, I'm opening a view and here I'm clicking on console so that you can see our screen becomes a middle. Now here I'm writing the command in order to install all the requirements in these libraries of my virtual environment. I'm writing the command, that is, so where am I actually present in this CDK? That is in this. Now let's see where our actual requirements are there here. So we are in the same location. So that's why I'm writing the command like pip install -r requirements.txt. Since in this requirements.txt, all my requirements are present. So that's why I provided the name like this and just clicking on enter. Now, what are the requirements that are present in this requirements.txt? Just now installing, right? Yeah. So we have, by using CDK, what we did, we simply created an app in Python language. And now we even created a virtual environment and we have installed whatever the requirements. All those we are now installed, right? Yeah. So for this, I want one more thing, that is here, I want a script. I want a script that I have previously created in my S3 bucket. So in order to see whatever the buckets I have and whatever the scripts present in it, I'm just typing AWS S3 space ls in order to list all my buckets. You can see these 4 buckets are there. In this lab bucket, I have my script. So that's why I'm copying this. And I'm just listing whatever the files which are present in it. So for that, I'm writing this command AWS S3 ls and this bucket name and /. You can see these are the files which are present in it. In this user data.sh, actually my data is present. So in order to download this data, into where? Into this CDK app folder. So what I need, first I need to move to this folder. Currently I am at this folder. You can see under environment, under CDK app we are in currently. Under environment, under the CDK app we are in. I want to move into the CDK app. So change directory to CDK app. Now we are in CDK app. Now I want to copy this file from S3 to here. So for that, we need to write the copy command. That is, let's copy this name. And now I'm pasting that here. And I've written a dot at the end. You can see dot I've written. So this is the copy command. AWS S3 space copy. And from where, from what location, which file you want to copy, to which location you want to copy. So into the same location, into this folder I want to copy. So that's why I written dot. Now I'm just clicking on enter. You can see our file got downloaded and that is visible here. You can open this script, and if you see, this script is getting. So whatever the buckets which are ending with a name, that is a lab. So that it is getting by using this command AWS S3 API list buckets, and it is further querying and getting the output text and storing that bucket name here. Yeah, then it is identifying the reason as well as database host, username, password, and database name. You can see everything is there. I have written. Now what I want to first I want to write this CDK app stack related code. So this is the code that I'm importing in my main app.py, right? So whenever you deploy your stack, so then what happens is, first this app.py will run, and whenever this run, this will call this method, right, which is present in this. Yeah, so then this file got opened and this class got called. So during that time, whatever the requirements that you want to do, those all you need to provide here. That is, let's say you want to, in our architecture, what we have two EC2 instances and a RDS as well as a load balancer, right? So for that, I need to write code here. Now I'm writing the code here. Now, in order to show you that code, I've already written that code here in this bucket. Now I'm just opening this and I just copy that and paste there, and I'll explain the code there. You can see you have an option that is query with S3 select. I'm just using that in order to get the code which is present in this object. You can see this is the code. I'm just copying this and I'm again opening my Cloud9 environment. Here I'm just pasting this by simply Control A, Control V. Now you can observe what I'm doing. I'm just importing whatever the required things which are present in my CDK. So then after, you can say I imported EC2 as AWS EC2 as EC2, and AWS RDS as RDS, and IAM as IAM, and Elastic Load Balancer as Elastic Load Balancer V2, right? Yeah. So then I've imported constructs as well. Now here you can see what I'm doing. So whenever this is called, that is this class is called, obviously this class is immediately called whenever this app.py is run. So when this app.py is run, whenever you use CDK, then immediately this will be called. This app will be called, then it will call this class. So whenever this class is imported there, since it is called here, this init method will be implemented by default. So whenever this is implemented, so whatever the resources that you create inside this, those all will be created. So don't worry, I'll explain you this. Now what I'm doing here, if you clearly observe this, then what I'm doing is In this, I'm creating a VPC. You can see I'm creating a VPC with this CIDR block address, and with this CIDR block address, I'm actually creating a VPC. So inside that, you can see I'm providing the subnets as well. That is, I'm providing this public subnet by specifying the type as public, and private isolated subnet I am creating, as well as I am creating private with egress traffic, not ingress, it's egress traffic. So like that, I created 3 subnets inside this VPC. I created a VPC with this CIDR block range, and so with this CIDR block mask, I'm creating this public subnet, as well as with this CIDR block mask, I'm creating one more private subnet. So for my database, I'm creating one more subnet with this CIDR block mask. In this private subnet, I'll put my servers. In this public subnet, I'll put my load balancer. In this actually RDS, I'll put my data. That is my database. Now first, for my EC2 instance, for my load balancer, for my RDS database, I need security groups, right? You can see those 3 I defined here. So first I defined regarding allowed outbound traffic, that is outgoing traffic. Based on that, I defined my security groups. You can see for all, either it may be load balancer or RDS or EC2 instance, all outbound traffic is allowed, right? So like that, I have written these security groups, and these all security groups I've created in the same VPC, whatever the VPC that we are going to create in the previous step. Then after, we also need to define outgoing traffic, right? Yes. So that incoming traffic that we defined here, outgoing traffic we defined in these steps, and we are defining incoming traffic by using add ingress rules. You can see I am allowing only load balancer to access HTTP type request, that is port 80 request, from any IPv4 address. So only load balancer will allow the traffic from internet through HTTP request or HTTPS request. So then what is this? This is nothing but our EC2 instance. So what I'm doing, from load balancer, I am allowing only the traffic coming from EC2 instance. I'm allowing the traffic coming from load balancer to this EC2 instance through this 8443 port only. Even you can use it to configure in further lab. I'll show you there as well. So by using this, we create a target group for our load balancer. Then through this load balancer, first the request will reach to the target group through this port number itself. Through this port number itself, your request will be forwarded to your EC2 instances. That also I'll show you. And you can see this is the RDS related ingress rule. So here what I'm doing, I'm allowing the traffic from this port as well as this port from our EC2 instances related security group, right? Yeah. So in backend, where my RDS is present in my private subnet, and my EC2 instance also present in my private subnet, and I'm putting my load balancer in public subnet. First, my request is accepted from any IPv4 address to this load balancer through this port. Then from load balancer through this port, the request is sent to where? To my EC2 instances. From my EC2 instances, in order to get the data from my databases through this port or else this port, actually my EC2 instances will request our RDS database and they get the data. So for that, we need RDS instance, right? You can see this is the code in order to create our database. So here you can see I provided the username, password in order to connect to our database. And here I am providing the engine details. So RDS dot database cluster of self, and this is the database name. And you can see engine details I have provided. Here, what I've provided, I'm using the version. You can see I'm using this version with this as the engine version, that is a 3.04.0. So this is the version that I'm using. Then if you observe, we provided the credentials in order to connect to this database, and we provided the database name, and we also provided instance related props and how many instances, RDS instances that we are going to create, that also we provided. So then we created our database. We need what? We need our servers also, right? Yeah. So for servers, so in order to create servers, first we need image. You can see here we are creating our servers. By using this command, we are creating our EC2 instances. Here, if you observe, we defined the EC2 instance related instance type and machine image. So where we define this machine image? Here you can observe we defined this machine image related data. So here we are using Amazon Linux 2 standard version with HVM related virtualization, general purpose as the storage that we are using. You can see, yeah, you can see that data is here we are using as a image, machine image. So coming to user data for launching our EC2 instance, that we are using with the user data.sh. So that is nothing but whatever the user data.sh that we previously copied from our S3. So now let's open our CDK app.stack. Here, if you observe, this is one EC2 instance related configuration. Let's say I want one more EC2 instance. So I'm just copying it. And now I'm just pasting this again one more time here. And here now let's say I want to rename, or I want to provide the name of my instance as different. And now I want to deploy this in another availability zone. If you deploy these two servers in same availability zone, then availability maybe reduces if any disaster happen. In order to provide high availability, I want to deploy it in another availability zone. So that's why I'm providing availability zone as 1. And for this, the EC2 instance role, whatever the instance role that I'm creating, I'm renaming it to like EC2 instance role 2. So that's it. For both, I'm using the same security group, that is EC2 security group that we configured previously. And coming to instance type, or you can see mission image or VPC or subnet. So everything we are keeping it as the same, and user data also we are keeping same, security group we are keeping same, and role we are just renaming the role. So that's it. Then we need load balancer, right? Yes. So here by using this command, we are creating the load balancer. For that, we are using the security group, and this load balancer is also internet facing. So that's why I'm enabling it as true inside this VPC itself. I'm creating this load balancer. Now this load balancer will listen only in this port. So in order to listen in this port, you can say I'm defining the listener, and I'm adding the listener port, that is 80, and I'm opening it. So that's why I'm writing open is equals to true. And you can see I'm adding the target. So where actually your request will be routed. So whenever your request reaches to your load balancer, from load balancer to where your request will be routed, to this target group only your request will be routed. So for that, you can see listener.add targets I'm using, and target is the target group name I provided, and through this port your request will be forwarded to your target group. Then you can see what are the required dependencies that we are doing, and cluster related dependencies as well as listener node related dependencies. Those are all we are creating. We are making them available right now here in this by using these two commands. So this is all about the code related to your environment creation as well. Now I want to synthesize it and I want to deploy it. So for that, you can just open your bash terminal. Now you can see I'm just writing the command in order to synthesize. So I'm just moving back to my one bit, that is so this is my app related folder, and to this folder I am moving back. So I'm just writing cd. You can see we are currently in this folder. So from this folder, what I'm doing, I'm just synthesizing my app by using cdk. Cdk space synth. So that's the command in order to synthesize your app. So you can see CDK output is creating right now here. You can see synthesize it related log is created right now here. So it might take you few seconds in order to create. So let's just wait for a moment. Now you can see so everything is fine. So that's why we're not getting any error. And this output related, the CDK synthesis output related, you can see this output related JSON scripts all created. So these are the stack related JSON scripts. So what we did, we just written our code in Python, and we just synthesized that code by using CDK synthesis. Then what it will did, it will created me all the required JSON scripts. So these are nothing but your these are nothing but your JSON scripts. You can use them in order to deploy your infrastructure, right? So in order to deploy your infrastructure, these are the JSON scripts that you can able to actually use. You can see how the scripts will look like. Now, just I'm going to use them to deploy my whole environment. So for that, you can use the same command, that is CDK deploy. You can say I'm writing this CDK deploy. So just wait for a moment so that it will show you whatever the modifications that are going to be done. It will take your confirmation. Then after, if you confirming yes to deploy those change set, then only it will deploy. Otherwise it won't. Now you can let us see what are the change set that is going to create. I think, yeah, we need to. I think let's try with one more time. That is CDK Bootstrap stack requires version 6 is required. I think while installing the dependencies, we made some mistake. That is by using pip 3.8, we need to install the dependencies. Pip 3.8 install space requirements. So let's first uninstall the available requirements. Uninstall requirements dot txt, and let's reinstall it with, yeah, let's reinstall it with pip 3.8, and then we need to check it again. Pip 3.8. Since we installed 3.8 Python package, this pip 3.8 also installed. Now I'm just clicking on enter. You can see, so all the requirements are again, I think requirements already satisfied, like that you are getting the response. So let's wait till it gets ended. Yeah, let's resync our CDK. Let's resynthesize our CDK, and again let's try to deploy it and check whether the deployment is happened or not. So currently it is synthesizing. You can see synthesizing is done. We get some assertion description, and let's use CDK deploy command, and let's see what happened right now. Whether Actually, so whatever the stack that we provided, that need to be deployed whenever you return this command. So I think there might be some issue with why the resources are not created. I think we haven't saved the changes. You can see we have written this code. After writing this code, we haven't saved, so that this dot is still visible. Now let's click on file. So I just selected this file, and let's click on file and let's save it. Now actually this file got saved. So let's try to again synthesize our CDK, and then let's try to again deploy our CDK. So that might be the issue, that is we haven't saved the code that we written in this CDK app. So that's why it is not synthesized, I think. So let's deploy it again. CDK deploy. So this deployment might take a few minutes because you are going to installing many more things, right? Yeah. So now you can see you are getting like what change set that you are deploying. You can see, so whatever the change set that you are deploying, those all details you got. So you need to provide a yes in order to allow this deployment. So otherwise you just click on no to not to create these all resources. So this is the security group related changes that you are creating. So that's why I'm just clicking on S in order to create this deployment. So whatever the change set that is deploying, that is first previously itself visible to you. Now actually our deployment happened. You can see it is deploying. It's creating change set. Totally 46 steps, I think. So among this, yeah, it is deploying. So this bar reaches to the end, then your deployment got completed. So till then, we need to wait. So I think 4%, 19%, 24%, yeah, 30%, 32. So might it take a some more time because it is now creating an EC2 instance and database as well as our gateway as well as our load balancer. So right now, actually, it take more time because previously the security groups are created. Now, actually, our instances are creating provisioning and starting those instances might take some few seconds to minutes. So, in order to create that environment, this might take you some more time. So, just wait for a moment so that this deployment will complete. It might take minutes as well based on your infrastructure that you provided in your app stack. You can see in this we provided the infrastructure, right? Here we defined what are the required infrastructure that we are going to create. So that is a deploying here. So let's wait for a moment. Now you can see those instances were created, I think. So that's why it is moving forward. So it now need to create these two, that is this creation is in process and your stack is updating still. This creation is in process or your load balancer as your database. So for this creation, it might require some time. So we need to wait for a moment as well. Now you can see 39% got completed out of 46 and only these two things are left. That is your RDS database instance creation is in progress and your stack is still updating. So your stack name is this CDK abstract and your database name is this. Now you can see our database got created, so that is not there. And now our EC2 instance is creating. That is my instance 2 is getting creating. Yeah, that's also created. And our load balancer related target group just now creating. So let's wait so that, so whatever the resources that we are creating, all will create now in this step actually. So that's it. Your stack is in progress updating. Yeah, that's it. So all your change set was created by using which service? Cloud formation service. You can open your cloud formation and there you can even able to see your stack, right? Yeah. So now this is the stack related ARN. You can identify your stack by using this stack ARN as well. You can see the name CDK app stack. Now I'm moving back to the dashboard and just I want to show you that cloud formation related stack that is deployed. You can see under stacks, you can see CDK app stack. So this is what deployed. You can open and see the template that is created. So this is the whole template that is created and deployed. So for this, we haven't written this template. We just written the Python script in order to develop this template. So who developed this? CDK. By using CDK, SYNTH, synth tool, synth command, we actually developed this whole template. Then what we did, we then deployed that by using CDK deploy command, right? Yeah. So in this way, you can able to use your CDK in order to deploy your environment. So not just this, I want to show you the resources. I want to show you the website, output website for this. You can see these all resources were created. So I have told you that this load balancer related load balancer is created. Now I'm just opening that load balancer in one more new tab. Then here, if you observe the listener, that is nothing but this target group. I'm just opening it. And for this target group, currently there are no targets are registered. So for registering, I haven't written any code. I want to register manually the two EC2 instances that are created by using my code. You can open your cloud formation and there you can able to see, so what are the instances? You can see my instance is one instance and this my instance 2 is one more resource that is created. Now I want to, you can see instance ID is also there. So now I want to use these two instances in order to register to my target group. So I'm opening my target group and now I'm just clicking on register target. Now these are the two instances that are created. So that's why I'm selecting those two. And by using what port I want to register, since in my code, if you observe in my code, what port I allowed, you can see the security groups. There you can able to identify what port I am allowing from my load balancer to our EC2 instances 8443. So that I am providing here in this target group 8443. And now I'm including as pending below. You can see those two are included. Now I'm registering those two pending targets. You can see those two are available here and health checking is happened. Now you can see those two are healthy as well. Now I want to identify, or you can say I want to get that website. So for that I opened this load balancer and now I'm copying this DNS and I'm opening a new tab and pasting this link and just clicking on enter to see whether I'm getting the website or not. So it might take you a few seconds. You can see we got the website. This is what our website is. You just click on submit based on the year and country. You may even get the response, right? You may even get the response. So this data is feeded under where in my DynamoDB. You can see now we are accessing US East 1A related availability zone server. If you just submit it, then you can see we are getting the response from 1B related availability zone. So like that, you're getting the response, right? Even you can reload this so that your traffic will be distributed among those two servers. You can see currently now it is using USS 1B. If you reload it, you can see US East 1A, right? Yeah. So in this way, actually, you can able to use your CDK in order to deploy your whole infrastructure by using some Python code. So first you need to write the script, either it may be Python or Java, so whatever it may be. By using that coding language, you need to write the program in order to develop your whole infrastructure. Then from that, you will actually synthesize your cloud formation templates, that is JSON templates that you are synthesizing by using CDK synthesis command. So then after you are deploying it by using CDK deploy command, so that your whole environment will be deployed in your cloud formation, and your stack will be created and your resources will be created and your environment is visible. So in this way you can able to real time use this CDK in real time to easily create your whole infrastructure by using code, as well as inside that infrastructure you can even deploy some user scripts as well by writing your code. I hope you understood the real-time implementation of the CDK and proof of concept of this cloud development kit. So if you feel, I hope this video is useful and this hands-on related to CDK is useful. If you feel this video is useful, then please like, share, subscribe and hit the bell icon to get the latest updates. Thanks for watching again. See you back in the next video with another interesting topic. Until then, bye bye guys.